What's up everyone, welcome to another video of Python Basics series, and in this video we'll talk about strings in Python. So in the last two videos we learned about loops, for loops and while loops, and in this video we'll be talking about strings. So let's get right into it. So a string is a sequence of characters. So let's say that you have a sequence of character like a word. Let's say that you have Python. So it's made up of these characters P, Y, T, H, O, and N. So these characters are, since they're in a sequence and they form one variable, it is called a string. And you can check its type by using the type function. And and you can see that it says str, meaning string. So that's a string. So in this video we'll see what strings are, we'll see what indexing is, we'll see what slicing a string is like, and uh, concatenation, and multiplication of a string and an integer, of string and int, of two strings, concatenation of two strings. Okay, I'm gonna comment that out. Okay, so let's see what indexing is. So a string, let's make one. Let's give it the name string and let's store something here. Let's store marshmallow. Okay, so um, every character in a string has an index assigned to it in Python. For example, M, that's the first character, it's assigned the index of 0. A is assigned an index of 1, then 2, then 3, and then so on. So if we want to extract, if we want to access any single character of a string, we can simply use indexing by writing the variable's name, then giving a big bracket, and then you can just put in the index. So let's say that you type in 0 and you print it, you'll see that you're getting an M. If you go ahead and change it to 1, you're gonna get an A. You're getting an A. And let's say that you want to get the sixth character, and you would say 5 because it's starting from 0. So 5 would mean the sixth character because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's giving us an M again. So if you run that, you're getting an M. Okay. Indexing also works backwards. So for example, if you want to get a W and you don't know what the length of this string is, then you can say -1 and you're going to get the W there. So you're getting a W here. Let's say that you want to get O, then you can grab that by writing -2 in big brackets. You're getting the O. If you say -5, then you're gonna get -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. You're gonna get the fifth character from behind. You're gonna get an A, and that works too. So indexing works both ways. So that's all about indexing. Next, what we can do with strings is we can slice strings, meaning that we can grab a sequence of that string or a substring of that string. So let's say that you want to get marsh of this string as a substring, then you can say you would have to pass two numbers. You would have to pass the starting point and the ending point, and the syntax is like this. You type in the first number, which is the starting point, and then you have to give the endpoint, which would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And since this is the fifth character, you would have to write in 5 there. You're gonna get marsh there as a substring. You can store this in another variable, maybe sub, and then if you print out sub, you're gonna get marsh. And if you say string, you still have marshmallow stored in string. Okay. Let's say that you want to get the mallow, then you can say starting from 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and going to the end. So it would be maybe 10, I'm guessing. And then if you run that one, okay, so it's only getting up to O. If you write 11 there, then you're gonna get mallow, the whole thing in sub. So That's how you do slicing of strings. And like indexing, this also works with negative numbers. So let's say that you want to get Marsh, you would have to write -1, -2, -3, and since this is going to be at -10, you would have to say -10 colon to -1, and that's going to give you only marshmallow up to O and not the W, because the second number is actually exclusive. So if you run this and if you print out sub, you're gonna say that it's giving you marshmallow, and also 10 is not in. Okay, so you would have to say 11. Okay, right, because this has 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 11 characters, right? 5 5 10 11, right? Okay, so that's how you can get marshmallow. But if you're thinking that you can write a 0 here and get the whole string, then it's not going to work. It's not going to print anything actually. And that's because slicing works forwards, so you can slice it like this. But since after -1 you don't have any character which is at the 0th position, because at -1 it ends, and after that there is no character, so there is no index assigned for that one either. So you would have to say -1 here, and you can only grab that one. If you want to grab the whole thing, then you don't have to do anything really. You can just say sub is equal to string, and then you can get the whole thing. Okay. Let's say that you want to get mallow using negative numbers, then you can say -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. It's at -6, so you would say -6 colon -1, and then you're getting mallow. But if you delete this -1, then actually you're gonna get the whole thing, and you can see that by printing sub, and you are getting a mallow. And that's because when you don't give a parameter here, then it automatically assumes that you want the whole thing. So if you don't provide the second number, I mean the number after the colon, then it's going to assume that you want the string from -6 onwards. So as long as it doesn't end. So if you had something else here like marshmallow is sweet, then you're gonna get sweet in starting from -6. But if you had, let's say, 6 here, then you're gonna get hello is sweet. So the whole thing, like the 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, the from 7th character onwards, you're gonna get the whole thing here, and that's how it's working. So also, if you don't provide the first number and you say 6 here, then it's going to assume that you want everything starting from the start and ending at 6. So it would say 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, and since 6 is exclusive, you're gonna get a marsh m if you print this out. And we can go ahead and print that, and we are getting marsh m here. So that's how it's working. Slicing. Okay, after slicing, we did indexing, we did slicing. Now we want to do concatenation. So concatenation is simple. Let's say that you have a string is Python, and then you have another string which is, and then you have another string which is awesome. Let's give a space there. And you want to add these three strings, then you can say plus. You can say plus here, and then you're gonna get Python is awesome. So it's concatenating all these strings. Also, if you remove this pluses, you're still gonna get the same thing. So if you print this out, it's actually going to give you the same thing, but then there's no point really to have these extra quotes there. So you can just delete that. You can just delete that one too. And if you print that, you're getting Python is awesome. But let's say that you want to concatenate two strings which are stored in two different variables. For example, let's say you have s equals to Python, and you have r equals to space is, and t equals to, let's say, awesome. Then you can say s plus r plus t, and then you're getting Python is awesome. But if you remove pluses here, it's not gonna work. If you say srt, it's gonna give you a syntax error. So that's how you can concatenate two strings using the plus operator. And after concatenation, we have multiplication of strings. Okay, I mean multiplication of a string and an integer. Right. So let's say that the string is hello, and you want to store this in a variable h and you want to print out hello, let's say 10 times for some reason, I don't know what, but so you can say h multiplied by 10, and if you print that out, you're getting hello 10 times, and you can check that. 2, 4, 6, 8, it's working. Okay. Also, precedence operator would work here. I mean, precedence of operators would work here. So if you say h times 10 plus 4, you're gonna get a type error. So there you're getting a type error because you can only concatenate a string and integers, and that's because once you multiply h with 10, that evaluates to a string, which would be 10 times hello, and then you're attempting to add an integer, which is 4, into that string, which is not allowed. So if you had to, a workaround would be to add a bracket there or a parenthesis, and then if you're getting hello 14 times. So that's how you can multiply a string with an integer. So that's all for this video. We went over slicing, indexing, concatenation, and multiplication. And I would recommend you to try some of these options, or really all of these things on your own to practice. And in the next video, we'll talk about lists in Python. We'll see what they are, how they're made, how to loop over them. Actually, we did that in the last video. We'll recap maybe. And stay tuned for more videos, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.